What's up, YouTube? It's Sport Hunter here again. I was going to do a video on processing and preserving meat, but I was talking to a coworker today, which will be yesterday by the time I drop this video, but we got talking about some stuff and it got me thinking, so I wanted to do a video on a dirty word, prepper. Um, Preppers got kind of vilified during COVID, called hoarders. Um, but ultimately that is not what we are. Me and my family got into prepping out of necessity. I had a job that got kind of lean in the winter months, didn't allow me to put away a lot of money or put anything away for the most part. I got cut hours, I got lack in overtime, not a lot of after hours calls, which that's a lot of where I made my money. Get really, really slow in the summertime. So I would go out and hunt, and we would put that meat away and kind of supplement our income that way. When we were able to get to a place financially that we didn't have to do that anymore, we continued on with doing it because we had gone through those times. We knew what it was like to struggle with bills and not be able to get the things that we needed. So we continued on stocking up on that food and putting it away. So that's kind of how it all started. Um, I am a Bible believing follower of Christ, and prepping goes all the way back to the Bible, all the way back to Genesis. Noah was commanded by God to prepare for him and his family and all of the animals. And he built a large boat and stocked it with everything him and his family needed, along with all the animals. And he prepared for that 40 days and 40 nights that he would be on that ark, that it rained. He was actually on it longer than 40 days and 40 nights, but it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. So he prepared for that time. He was going to have to deal with not being able to go out and get the things he needed for his family. I believe it was Joseph in the Old Testament. He interpreted a dream for the Pharaoh, and the interpretation of the dream that was that there would be 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. So the Pharaoh put him in charge of stocking up for that 7 years of famine. So he took a portion of that 7 years of plenty and put it away for him and all the land. So, I mean, it goes back to biblical times. It goes along with our beliefs to be able to put things away and provide for our family. It is a very biblical thing to provide for your family the things that you need. Um, I believe there is a verse in the Bible that he that does not provide for his family is worse than an unbeliever. Is a verse in the Bible. So it's a necessity. I mean, we did it out of necessity because of the jobs we work, but it also falls along with our biblical beliefs. So that's why we do it. We continue to go out every year and stock up. This year we are already preparing for next year. We are buying a box of canning jars every paycheck and putting that away, getting ready for deer hunting, getting ready for the farmers markets and the growing season, being able to put away vegetables and all those things that we need. Um, I think after COVID, a lot of people woke up to the necessity of putting stuff away for those times. It was an overwhelming majority of people that had to deal with not being able to find the things they need in the store, not being able to buy toilet paper, which that whole toilet paper thing, that still dumbfounds me to this day. I didn't think the first thing that people would start like raiding the stores for was the turd tickets. I thought it would be, food, because you need food to poop. When the crap hits the fan, everybody goes for the food, not the stuff you use to wipe the stuff off the fan. It doesn't. It had never made any sense to me, but and that was not part of our preps. It's not something that we put away on a regular basis. We put away food because you need that. So after that, toilet paper became one of the things that we would buy, overbuy on a regular basis just in case. We were not hoarding. We were buying the things that we need because we didn't know if we could get it anymore. And that is a very, very real possibility in the future. We've seen food shortages. We've seen ammo shortages. That was one thing that I saw coming. I saw the food shortages coming. So we stocked up on food. We stocked up on ammo. I needed to have the things I needed to go put more food on the table. So I stocked up on that ammo I needed to hunt. Um, and lo and behold, it came. I firmly believe there's another ammo shortage in the future. With all the money and arms that we are shoveling into Ukraine, I believe that we're going to end up in another ammo shortage because when the military and the government needs to replenish those stocks that they're shoveling over to this other foreign country that is not part of NATO, um, they're going to have to go to the ammo manufacturers, and the ammo manufacturers are totally going to take those government contracts over putting more ammo out to the people because they're going to charge way freaking more to the government than they're going to charge us for that ammo. Um, Military also gets specialized ammo, so stuff that we can't even get. So it's more expensive to manufacture, but they're going to get more money out of the government by manufacturing that ammo for them than they are from the civilian population like us. So, that is a very real possibility, and I foresee that actually coming. So go out, get that ammo you need to go out and hunt and put food on the table. There's still a lot of ammo that's not on the shelf, stuff that's really hard to find. 6.5 Creedmoor, you can find it, but it's ridiculously expensive. That is not a round that I would hunt with. I actually had one and I ended up selling it because it's not something I can afford to go out and shoot a deer with. That's a lot of money, even a single round. You're talking like $2 to $3 a bullet. That is ridiculous, and I do not want to spend it. I'm gonna go out and spend maybe $25 on 20 rounds, or I use a 223, so I'm gonna go spend maybe $20, maybe less than $20. I think the rounds I used last year were about $17 for a box of 20. They were 68 grain hollow points. That's what I use to hunt, and it was cheap, so I bought a bunch of it. Um, so go out, stock up on those things. Get out there, put that food away. Start raising chickens, start raising animals. Find ways to cheaply put food on the table, just like hunting. Um, we live in a trailer. We live in a trailer court. We can't have chickens in the trailer court. Wish we could. That'd be awesome, but we can't. I have since started raising rabbits, but I have to do that out at my parents' land because we don't have the space to do that. We can't do that where we live. Um, but they have the land that we could do that, so we go out there and do it. And we're able to put more food away that way, raise different types of protein. We do a lot of fishing in the summertime, put food away that way. And that's fairly cheap to put fish away. We invested in vacuum sealers and started vacuum sealing and then freezing fish that we can have a lot of different types of protein. We can have that red meat, we can have that white meat, we can have that fish. So, you know, there are ways to prepare for these lean times, and we're looking at more lean times. I mean, they're talking about a looming recession in 2023, but I'm pretty sure it's already here. I mean, it's ridiculous out there. There's jobs everywhere, but nobody wants to work. And so that just brings our economy way down, and it continues to fall. I mean, honestly, this is just my belief. I don't know if you guys out there believe it either, but there's all those people getting the shots out there, and there's people dropping dead like crazy. I mean, we see it on the news all the time. You can't deny it. There's football players and sports stars and movie stars and all these rich people that they have to put it out there. They're like this person died and just fell down dead because they're famous. There's all kinds of average Joes like us that got the shot. I didn't, but people out there that did that are dropping dead. You don't see the news covering that stuff. So a lot of that stuff's going unreported, but there's a lot of people out there that are dying. And then you got this deal over in Ohio with the train collision. Those people. You want to talk about prepping or even bugging out? Those people got to bug out. They had to bug out, and they're telling them it's okay to come back. I really don't think it is. I would go and research that a little bit, but you got a massive chemical spill, and then you're burning it. So that stuff's going into the air. It's going into the water. It already seeped into the ground before they lit it on fire. So I mean, you got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Um, And not to mention the war in Ukraine. You got Russia all pissed off at us. You got China pissed off at us because we shot down their balloon. So anything could happen. We could be talking about financial collapse, societal collapse, grid collapse. We could talk about getting attacked by another foreign power. Stuff like this. Don't ever say it's not going to happen, because all you're doing is you're sticking your head in the sand, and you're not doing what you need to do to prepare for a situation like that and prepare for your family. You need to be putting this stuff away. We've seen it. We saw it with COVID. We saw riots. We saw people getting killed in the streets. We saw people fighting over political parties and getting into actual physical confrontations over political beliefs. And stuff like this has never happened in our country as far as I can remember. I mean, there are a lot of things that have similar things that have happened in our country. I mean, there's the depression. My grandmother and great grandmother lived through depression, and that's where a lot of these lessons that I learned came from. Um, but some of the stuff that's going on, we've never seen it or the news hasn't covered it. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I'm sure that has gone on that I don't know about. They say that whoever doesn't study history is doomed to repeat it. Well, I think we're repeating a lot of history, but there's other stuff that we just haven't seen. Like, what the heck is going on? So, I mean, get the things you need to provide for your family. Being a prepper is not being a hoarder. It is seeing the crap that's coming and doing what you need to do to provide for your family. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a very biblical belief. That is a very biblical premise. And so get out there. If you don't have a lot of money, do this stuff cheaply. I'm going to keep putting videos about how to do this stuff at a lower cost to you, so that if you don't have a lot of money, you can put that stuff away, put that meat on the table. Um, and I'll probably go on a few rants like this every once in a while, but it's just got kind of bugging me. And you know, with COVID, there's a lot of people that realized. The person I talked to just today, which would be yesterday now, but he became a prepper out of necessity because of what happened during COVID. Okay, now we've seen that stuff in our country. We know it can happen. So there's no denying that it can't happen. Even during Hurricane Katrina, people had to leave. People had to bug out. People that did stay, there was rioting, looting, people getting shot all over the place. So we've seen these things happen in our country. And to call somebody that prepares for these situations hoarder or vilify them because they are trying to provide for their family for the future is just terrible. It's wrong. In my opinion, you just need to shut up and go prepare for your family, because more times are coming. We've seen them, our relatives have seen them, our ancestors have seen them. Learn those lessons and continue on to the future, because it will continue to happen. I do believe we're going to end up in another food shortage. I mean, the freaking chickens are getting killed all over the place, all over the country. We're running out of eggs. We're running out of this and that. And it's just, stuff is getting crazy, and it just keeps getting crazier by the day. So, don't be afraid of prepper. Don't be afraid to be one. Don't think that's a dirty word. We are not hoarders. We are people that want to prepare for our family, for the future, and take care of them. Do what you can with what you got. Um, that's all I really got to say about it. So if you like this video, if you agree with what I said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and we will still be poor, but we won't be hungry. Have a good one.